Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. We're gonna do a quick video on this 2022 Ram 5500 60CA 4-wheel drive Cummins turbo diesel. This is a customer provided chassis. This isn't one of our turnkeys. So this customer picked out all the options that we're about to go over. Luxe, get trucking. All right, like I said before, the customer provided this chassis and then picked all the options out. So it's a little bit different than our turnkey truck. And it's a lot different than just our starting bed price, starting bed options. Customer provided these backlit hood badges. We installed them, wired them up. We also did the Kelderman air ride. What we don't typically or always do is the 3H controlled electronic sensors. Typically we do the mechanical controls, but we can do the 3H. It gives you a little more customization with the air ride settings. And we can look at the 3H controller in the cab. You can adjust the pressure on each corner. You can actually dump all the air out. You can set different presets for low ride height, a high ride height. We've also done the Kelderman front bumper and grill setup. Sometimes we do a grill guard, sometimes we do a winch. It's whatever combination works best for you, what you want for your truck. We put a bed liner on the top of this typically to protect it. So you can actually, if you are working on a truck or getting in there, standing on the bumper, it's not gonna get all scratched up. We've got the rigid lights. With the grill insert, we actually still use the Ram factory grill surround. So you can see that we've uninstalled that and had it painted at the same time when we did all this. So it's all paint matched, monotoned out, super sporty, high-end, really good looking setup with everything painted. Power boards. That is something that the chassis cabs do not come with. So you can see when I open the door, the power boards come out. The strip lights that we use on the turnkey trucks, we've installed those as well. These turn amber with the marker lights when the door shuts. This entry light will turn off, illuminates those boards, really good. Plugs and plays into the OBD2 just like the pickup. And we'll get to it here in a minute as to how these power boards work, because normally there's a def tank. There's no def tank there. But inside the cab, we've got the 3H controller. There's a couple of different things that we can do. We've left this kind of plumbed in for the customer to pick where he wants to put it, but that's what the Airlift 3H controller looks like for the air ride. Kelderman does make a mount that you can put it overhead. I've had guys mount it there on the dash. Really, it's whatever your preference is, we can make it happen. Moving back to the bed, we've put our keyless entry that has come standard now with our turnkey trucks, and it is an option. This customer picked that option, obviously. We've turned the front compartment in kind of to the utility room, so to speak, of the utility compartment of the bed for this customer. We've got the air ride hitch switch and gauge here in the compartment. If you've seen our videos before, that's where we typically put this to control the air ride hitch. Makes it easy once you've hooked up, setting the air hitch before you get ready to travel. We've installed a transfer pump, remote mounted with the hose and the pump handle of the compartment. We've got an on-off-on switch, so that it allows you basically to pump out when you want to pump fuel out, and then you can turn it back to reverse the flow back through this. So you just pull the handle, let the fuel flow back into the pump or into the tank. We've got an air chuck in here. We've got the emergency fill for the air ride here. That's the Schrader. We've got a 3,000 watt pure sine inverter, 150 amp Anderson plug setup. A lot of guys like to have that where they can just make up a jumper cable setup that they can pull that cap, stick the jumper cable setup in, pull up, hook them on, ready to go. One of the other things, if you've seen the turnkey videos, and now on all of our beds in 23, we've gone to these strip lights in the compartments. So much more light. We don't have a bracket on the back of the compartments or in different places in the compartments with that older style light that we had sitting here, and then you'd end up covering it up. Basically, it would block a lot of the light from the light itself. So we've got these strip lights. And another really awesome change in the compartment over the wheel well specifically is these used to be tunnels that ran all the way through here. So those that have a brake line of this, it would look just like this profile, and then it would run all the way front to back, and it would be anywhere we had a fill. So you would end up losing a good amount of space in the compartment. So we've really tried to minimize the footprint inside the compartment. It's an awesome setup. Now, we were talking about the power boards. So the other side of that power board option is, obviously we're not deleting the DEF because that would be bad. So we've relocated it, all factory function, all factory wiring, all plugged in, still functions all the same, and then you have your fill here. And yes, that is a trade-off, right? It's in your compartment, it's taking up some of your space, but that's the trade-off to get the power boards. So the DEF is still intact. We've got a nice strip light so you can see in there as well. All the compartments have the strip lighting, and then all of the compartments are the keyless entry as well. This customer provided the tail lights. He wanted a little bit different look. Surface mount with this halo. We can definitely do that. Anytime we kind of get into some custom lights in different places, we just work with you to find out where you want them, how you want them to function. We can get them all wired up and function the way you want. He also provided these rigid lights with the same kind of halo effect. These are actually his reverse light and a tail light. And then a little bit different than what we normally would. We normally have this as a reverse light when we do them. He wanted these to function on an auxiliary switch. So all four of these rigid lights on the auxiliary switch. That's great. We can definitely do that. We've installed our UB off-road bumper. We typically do this to match up kind of a more bulkier, beefier look like the front Kelderman bumper. Don't have to. Totally an option. Depends on what you want, what fits your style, how you want the truck to function. Backup sensors in there, all that's fully functional. We got the auxiliary camera at the rear. Make all that stuff work. You know, you've bought it with the truck, you want it to work, we can make it happen. Trailer saver hitch with the third airbag. I get a lot of questions sometimes. You'll see the kind of the placarding here on the hitch, and guys will say, well, how is that 7,500 pounds rated? It says 5,000 on it. That's just how Trailer Saver does it. The hitches are always going to come for this TSL B2H with the 5,000 pound marking there. That's just because they come standard with the two bags in the rear only. The third airbag's down in the middle, and a lot of times, you know, it's hard to see and they don't realize what's going on there, but that changes the pin capacity of this TSL B2H to 7,500 pounds, and then it still retains the same 32,000 pound towable weight rating. We've monotoned everything out like we were talking on the front. We've painted the fender flares, we've painted the rear bumper, we've even painted the stainless steel skirts. Again, that's how the customer wanted it. That's how we can do it. So we're happy to monotone paint it all out. So he's just got, you know, white, black, and chrome. Black tires and some black gaskets, you know, black caps. There's black here and there on the lights. Then the paint matched everywhere we could possibly do it. And then chrome or stainless with the stainless hinges. Matches up with the chrome, the badging on the truck. So it's just a quick overview. You know, again, we can do a turnkey truck. You guys have seen those, we can do those. Or you can provide your truck like this and you literally can pick anything and everything that you want to put on that truck. As always, we appreciate your comments, your questions. Thanks for viewing. Stay safe, keep on trucking.